Hello, yasas, yasu, and welcome. I am Amigo Darren, your host, to talk to you about the game tonight that happened between Pafos FC and AEL Limassol at the Stelias Kyriakidis Stadium in Pafos. Tonight we hosted AEL from Limassol, and the lineup for Pafos was as follows. In goal, we had Michael. Along the back, Lucasen with David Luiz and Goldar and Sima on the left back. Dragomir, Pepe, Jaja, Orsic and Correa. That was the team that started the match. There were a number of substitutions later, but we'll go into that as and when. Anyway, we've got a few highlights for you to have a look at, and we'll take it from there. So, as you can see, the layout for the game went quite well. Limassol brought quite a few fans with them, and the boys started quite quickly, shall we say. Within a couple of so minutes, we were pressurising like we normally do, and Dragomir scores a fantastic header, to say the least. What a goal! A great start. And we thought, there we go, floodgates are opening, to say the least. The crowd were jubilant, and it was a great atmosphere. AEL, though, they didn't come down to lay down. They had their opportunities as well throughout the game, as you can see in some of the highlights. How we didn't go 2 up on this close-range header, I do not know, but what a save. Credit, hats off, as they say. Anyway, moving on the highlights. Pafos had a couple of chances throughout, and it was a pretty tight game after we'd scored that goal. We had a number of chances, and it was tough. It got to the stage where it was starting to get a bit nail-biting in the second half, but the first half was not too bad. David Luiz's free kick, that was so close. So close. We were hoping that one was going to whiz in, but not to be. However, AEL did have their own chances, and they came close a couple of times, but it just stayed at 1-0 until half-time. And you can see from the highlights that we had some pretty good chances all the way through, and a few penalty claims here and there from the opposition. The AEL manager managed to get himself yellow carded for getting a bit over-exuberant, I think it was. That's the word, over-exuberant. Anyway, looking at the highlights again, they had their chances. They should have scored there, really. Had a good opportunity, and just a weak shot. So, by the by. Very nail-biting towards the finish. And a free kick there that went sailing past. It wasn't that far off, though, looking at it. It was all good. But Pafos could have buried it. We could have finished that game. It just went dribbling past the offside of the post, the wrong side. And the stats say it all. All in all, we were like pretty much in control the first half. The second half wasn't as good as the first. For me personally, watching the game, I was at the ground. It was pretty nervous. You could sense the nerves in the crowd around the stadium, and it was like we seemed to be messing around at the back a little bit. A few sloppy passes, which obviously turned the ball over to the opposition, and it made us like hot mouths. Not a nice feeling. And yet, they didn't look like they were going to score. But it's always that what if, isn't it? It's always that what if factor. I think probably it was a good, reasonable team performance. It could have been better, but hey, everything could be better in life, can't it? So we move on. It's a 1-0 win. It puts us back into second place. It puts us 1 point behind the league leaders, Ammonia, and it keeps the pressure on them. So all in all, I'm not going to moan about it. I'm not going to complain, because at the end of the day, the boys have turned up, done the business, and it's 3 points in the bag. So, yes, Pafos, exactly what we wanted, exactly what we asked for. We move on now to Champions League football on Wednesday night, and it should be a great game. I can't wait to put a report in about that one. Anyway, just remember, it's short and sweet, this one, because it's late at night. It's gone 10 o'clock for me. And hey, Pafos FC, it's not just a club, it's a way of life. Pa me Pafo! Let's go!